How's it going, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping yet another video. As you can see from the title of the video, guys, the subsequent headline, this is going to be a story on my old prison, Forest Bank Prison. I've served 2 stretches there, one behind my door, just a normal inmate, and then I was a cleaner on my last stretch, guys, as well. It's a Cat B prison. It's in Pendlebury in Salford, just off Agecroft, just opposite the cemetery and stuff, down a country road and backs onto the river. Houses approximately 1,460 prisoners. The prison is divided into 8 wings, which consist of 16 units with a separate healthcare and segregation unit. So let's jump into it, guys, right? I'll put a link in the description below of the story so you can read it at your own leisure should you choose to. So 2 inmates stole keys and escaped their cell on Easter Saturday. 2 inmates managed to overpower an officer, steal his keys in an escape attempt. The pair then tried to free a 3rd prisoner before being restrained during the breakout attempt. There's been a lot of stories coming out of Forest Bank Prison recently, guys. It's definitely a scandal-hit prison. There's a lot going on there. As the story unfolds, there's different stories that will come to light as well. You might be aware of them, you might not. So let's carry on. So the officer was allegedly attacked after he opened a cell at the Cat B prison during a lockdown to hand out toilet rolls on Easter Saturday. A lockdown means that everybody's locked up. Prisoners, cleaners that work in the prison that are actually prisoners, everyone's locked up. That's what a lockdown is. There's a freeze on, nothing's moving, everyone's behind a door. Bam. Prison bosses have launched an internal investigation, suspended a prison officer and informed the Ministry of Justice following this gaffe. The Manchester Evening News, which is my local paper, I have the app on my phone and I keep up to date with current affairs and stuff like that because I'm a Manchester lad. And I also do a lot of interviews with them on policing levels, gun crime, knife crime, and obviously prison, guys, as you know. It is the latest incident to hit the headlines during a month of chaos at the Salford prison, right? Then it goes on. There's another story here from last month. 2 officers have been suspended and 1 quit her job after being accused of having a romance with a sex offender prisoner at Forest Bank Prison. Most recently, on Thursday night, an inmate was rushed to hospital in an ambulance after a fight between 2 prisoners. It goes on to say, serving inmates and staff have contacted the Manchester Evening News, the MEN as we call it, to complain that staff are overworked, struggle to control inmates. However, bosses at Sodexo Justice Services who run the prison insist the prison is not understaffed. As a former prisoner, guys, let me tell you, the prison is massively understaffed. Speaking about the Easter incident, a prison source told the Manchester Evening News that 2 prisoners overpowered an officer, got his keys and unlocked a 3rd prisoner. They said they were running around causing mayhem, but were quickly apprehended and moved to the segregation unit. They were then made to wear yellow and green jumpsuits. We call it the Canary. You might see people like Charles Bronson wearing it and stuff like that. Yellow and green means that you're high risk of escape and stuff like that. The idea is that if you get out, you're very bright and that people could see you and stuff like that. There is a chronic staffing issues, the way the prison is run and the rules that the government have put in place are creating these dreadful situations. The violence is out of control. This is what the prison source said. The prison source is either a prison officer that's become a whistleblower or a prisoner that's got a mobile phone and he's contacted the Manchester Evening News direct. A spokesperson for the prison said a member of staff has been suspended for an incident on Easter Saturday. It would be inappropriate to comment further while an internal investigation is underway. Now, the thing is with the Ministry of Justice and the prisons, guys, they have a press officer, right? So when the media contact the press officer after learning about a story, they throw out a blanket policy. Normally, we do not discuss individual prisoners, or they throw out here, it would be inappropriate to comment further while an internal investigation is underway. They're trying to stop stories getting out and stuff, guys, really. So it's a generic response. Commenting on the incident which unfolded last Thursday, they've added, we can confirm a prisoner was taken to hospital by ambulance and it has been reported to the police. Now, the prisoner that's been attacked and ended up in hospital, it's looking like he's dropped a statement, which grassing, you don't do it in prison. You say you slipped in the shower, you fell. You definitely don't speak to the police and you definitely don't speak to the police whilst you're in prison. But the police are that's currently with the police, or an allegation's been made to the police, so they'll be investigating that. Last month, another prison officer quit her job after having a romance with a sex offender, as I've alluded to. The latest spate of violence within the prison walls comes days after an arrest of a female prison officer. I did a vlog on this a few days ago, guys. I'll just bruise over it briefly. The officer was detained after prohibited mobile phones and batteries were discovered on her person. She was arrested on suspicion of conveying a prohibited article into prison while carrying out her daily duties on the 7th of April 2018, and has since been released pending a further investigation. Right. Now, I've been a cleaner in Forest Bank Prison, right? There was a violent incident that took place where a big lad on a wing came back from a visit. Most of the cleaners were at the gym. I think it was me and one other. He was getting his head down in his cell. All the other prisoners on the wing were locked up. This was on the induction wing. This lad came back from the visit, refused to bang up without a teller, started throwing stuff at the officer. And the two officers, I won't name them, but I got on very well with them. And in the struggle, the red badge, there was two officers involved, and the red badge, his keys came off his belt and landed on the floor. I picked them up, right? Now, you've got like 3 different types of officers you'll see in the prison, right? Yeah, you've got your nurses and stuff, but I'm talking about screws, right? So you've got blue badges in Forest Bank. Yeah, blue badges are normal prison officers. They've got like their keys and stuff, which a red badge, who's a senior officer, he's got more keys on his block than a blue badge, because he's obviously he's in a position of trust. He's a senior officer. And then you've got the unit managers who are in charge of the units and stuff like that. Now, like I say, if I was a cleaner and I was getting out in a few months, so I just handed the keys back. You know what I'm saying? But if I wanted to, the skeleton keys and stuff, I could have opened doors and freed inmates and like gone for the fire escape and tried to get up on the roof and stuff like that. These prisoners, I don't know if they was angry, they was frustrated, or they planned it, because obviously they might have planned it. Then the prison officers will have got on the panic button, and then all the other prison officers, all the other wings would have run in, said they've got the keys, they're running amok, and then they would have obviously detained them and stuff. It sounds like it was a half-hearted attempt at escaping, but I think their idea was let's open as many as we can. They managed to like unlock a 3rd prisoner, and like I say, on the back of it, prisoners are categorised. Cat B prisoners, or Cat B and C prisoners and stuff. They're in now. They've been made to wear the yellow and green Canary jumpsuits, yeah, which are for high risk people. They could find themselves being cat reviewed, where the category of prison is reviewed. They could go back to They could go to a Cat A prison, which is Strangeways. That's the nearest one, because it's obviously a more secure prison, a more secure facility. They'll get a nick in, and they'll be going through the adjudication process. Like I say, they couldn't have got very far, to be honest with you, because like I say, the prisons, there's a lot more freedom in the prison than there is, say, Strangeways. But again, everything's cameraed up and stuff like that, and you're not going to be able to get out of you're not able to get through reception or get through to the gatehouse and stuff with them keys. But like I say, it's another gaffe. It's another embarrassing story for the Ministry of Justice and for Sodexo Justice Services. There's a lot of stories that have come out about Sodexo Justice Services and Forest Bank Prison. Now, me personally, guys, right, like I said, I was a cleaner in that prison. I got on very well with the prison officers. So for the most part, the prison officers were decent. It was laid back, and you can get on very well with them. Obviously, you've got your old school prison officers that they're just there to do a job. They take the job serious. If you're allowed it, you're entitled to it, you'll get it. If you're not, you won't. It's as simple as that. Then you've got more laid back prison officers that you can have a laugh with and stuff. To them, it's just a job. They go to work and they go home. Reference the sexual relationship between the sex offender and the female prison officer. I feel I know who that is. Obviously, I've never been on the non-swing, the VP wing. For those that don't know, sex offenders for the most part, are housed on H2 at Forest Bank, right? I used to be in G2, which is the wing adjacent to them. We don't have anything to do with them. We don't come into contact with them. But then there's that many sex offenders in the prison that they overspill into general population, and they run a routine regime called DNU, do not unlock. They get out for half an hour in the morning and half an hour in the evening. When the lads are locked up, they're locked up, then they get out for half an hour when the lads are locked up, and then when the lads are locked up in the evening, they get out for half an hour then, so they can get a shower, get on the phone and stuff. But imagine being a female prison officer having a sexual relationship with a sex offender, a rapist or a paedophile. Oh, fucking makes me skin crawl, that. Then, like I say, there was the incident last Thursday where the two prisoners went at it. Obviously, one ended up in quite a bad state that he had to be rushed to hospital in an ambulance and stuff. So yeah, it's all going on at Forest Bank, guys. Like I say, it's a Cat B prison, houses 1,460 prisoners. It's classed as a local prison. Burnley, Wigan, Oldham, Ashton, Bolton. You go to Forest Bank. It's classed as a local prison. Holds remand prisoners and obviously convicted. There are some young offenders down there as well. They get housed on A1, which is one of the most notorious wings in the prison. Then you've got A2. A2 used to be notorious for trouble and stuff. Like I say, the prison's like, there's 8 wings, but where you've got 4 in Strangeways, you've got one wing, and you've got 4 landings. In Forest Bank, them 4 landings are broken up into 2 units. Your 3s and your 4s are 1 unit, so say A2, and then your bottom 2 wings, your 1s and your 2s, that'll be like A2. A2's at the top and then A1's at the bottom, guys. So yeah, the prison, like I say, it's very laid back and stuff like that, but these incidents here are obviously embarrassing for the prison and stuff. The governor of the prison is called Matt Spencer, sorry. Having worked in the prison and stuff and see how it works, it's badly run from the top, in my opinion. A lot of decent prison officers in that prison treat you like a human being, speak to you like a human being. They understand that you're there and that's your punishment, but prison's not about punishment. The punishment of prison is losing your liberty, guys. Once we get over that, prison should be places of skills, training, education and reform. But there's, like I say, guys, I'm going to actually do a full vlog on Forest Bank Prison, about my time in there and stuff like that, and the stories that have come out. The stories coming out of every prison, guys, but obviously this is embarrassing for Forest Bank and Sodexo Justice Services. Right, guys, going to leave this video here, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. If there's any videos you want me to do, please feel free to comment on this video and let me know if you want me to do if you've got a question, or you want me to do a question and answer, or you want a video on a certain topic. I'm always happy to do them videos for you guys. Right, like, comment, subscribe. Speak to you all soon, guys. Bye.